Now at 9, the polls have closed. We have team coverage across counties this election night.
We have the results and exclusive interviews.
Plus, how students in Muncie got involved this election season.
Shorts weather now, but sweater weather's on the way. I'll have all the details coming up in my full weather forecast.
From the heart of Ball State University, your NewsLink Indiana 2022 Election Night team coverage with Anna Chalker and Vincent Martirano starts right now.
Good evening and thanks for joining NewsLink Indiana for Election Night. I'm Anna Chalker.
And I'm Vincent Martirano. Results are still rolling in for candidates across Delaware County. This, as we can confirm, Senator Todd Young has been reelected. But for now, we have team coverage. NewsLink Indiana's Grace Benkowski and Tara Konechny are live with candidates from the Republican and Democratic parties. We'll check in with Tara at the Knights of Columbus in just a few moments. But for now, let's send it over to Grace.
I am joined by Janine Lee Lake, who is our district Democratic candidate for Indiana's 5th Congressional District here at the Madison County Democratic headquarters. Janine, emotions have been high in the headquarters tonight. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling very proud of the race that my team and I ran this last season. We ran very hard. We went to every single parade we could think of, every single march, festival. And we worked really hard to try to reach the voters in the 5th Congressional District. And so I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at. And I just believe that when all the votes are counted, we'll be able to finish the race.
Definitely. And reflecting on your campaign, how would you compare your approach this year to your previous runnings in 2018 and 2020?
Well, it's pretty much been the same mode of operation, I guess. I've always run a bare bones grassroots campaign. We go up to the voters and we try to, get them to hear what we have to say, what our platform is. And we've done a great job. I think this last time we were outraised by 256 times. Our opponent raised about 3 million. And I think when they had raised 3 million, we had raised about 11,000. And so, we were very proud of the race we ran.
That's fantastic. And since this position has been historically held by Republican candidates, what keeps you passionate as a Democrat?
Well, I've always, talked about the need for affordable health care and making education more affordable for families. But the biggest thing that really, shook this particular race for me was the overturning of Roe versus Wade. And I felt that there were enough women in the race, or women in the district that were talking about the idea that they felt like second-class citizens when their reproductive rights were taken away from them. I know this is traditionally a red state, but you know what? I got in, and I've heard from so many Republican women who are moderates that just said, you know what? We don't want anyone else to make these type of healthcare decisions for us, and will you represent us?
Well, thank you so much for sharing. As always, we will have more updates to the election tonight as it continues. But for now, I'm sending it over to Tara Konechny in front of the Knights of Columbus. Tara.
Hello, guys. Tonight I am here with Delaware County Sheriff Tony Skinner. Thanks for being here with us tonight.
It's my pleasure.
And how do you feel about Delaware County's results tonight?
Well, they're not all in, but I really feel good about where we're at. We were confident the whole way. The comments we got from people walking out of the polling sites today were positive all day. So we are where we thought we would be.
And how is this run different from when you ran last year for sheriff?
Okay, so drastically different than 4 years ago. So when you run for sheriff as a challenger, you have to talk about all the things you're going to do, what I'm going to change, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to make better. When you run as the incumbent, you have to emphasize the things that you've done. So it's basically, what am I going to do versus what have I done? It's two different worlds.
And what have you been doing over the past couple months to prepare for this night?
Oh goodness, attending every single event that we could. We've attended countless functions, trick-or-treat events, trunk-or-treats, parades, but mostly walking neighborhoods, knocking on doors, meeting the people, answering their questions face-to-face. To me, that's the best type of politicking.
What do you hope to accomplish as the Delaware County Sheriff?
So in my second term, we really want to emphasize more treatment programs in the jail, more programming in the jail, and continue with the training we've been doing, and really focus and put a strong emphasis on recruiting and retention of our deputies. We just got a great pay raise thanks to our county council, so we really want to emphasize numbers of deputies and quality.
All right, well, thank you so much, Tony, for being here with us tonight. That's all tonight from the Republican headquarters in Muncie. Tara Konechny, NewsLink, Indiana. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Tara. Let's take a look at what public figures are saying on social media. President Joe Biden spoke on inflation, saying, in part, quote, Republicans in Congress' #1 priority is repealing the Inflation Reduction Act. It's the wrong thing to do in the moment. Former Vice President Mike Pence said, quote, this red wave is coming. A vote for Republicans is a vote for American strength and prosperity. And here in Indiana, Senator Todd Young, who was reelected tonight, urged voters earlier saying, quote, it's time to vote. Thomas McDermott, who ran against Young, tried to also urge Indiana residents, saying, quote, I slept well because I did my part. Now it's up to Hoosier voters. Those posts were all made in an effort to get voters to the polls. Now to NewsLink Indiana's Catherine Segal with those results.
Republican Tony Skinner in the lead with 57.67% of votes for Delaware County Sheriff. Looking at County Clerk, Rick Spangler is in the lead with 59.16% of votes. And Circuit Court Judge 1, Judy Calhoun, Republican, is in the lead with 52.81% of votes. Moving on to state elections, we can see here that first state, okay. So we are struggling to get state elections up. We'll have more on state elections and national elections later in the show.
Catherine, thank you so much. And if you went to the polls today, you might have seen a new group of poll workers. There are around 20 16 and 17-year-olds from schools in the county who are a part of a statewide program called Hoosier Hall Pass. Students got the day off of school to work various jobs at the polls in their area. Then they stayed after the polls closed to collect those final votes. Indiana Secretary of State Holly Sullivan says this program is an educational experience these students wouldn't get anywhere else.
I believe that we've created a process with the Hoosier Hall Pass that allows us that first step to engage voters before they're even eligible by age. And when we do that, we know that we create lifelong habits.
Sullivan says this year they have seen a boom in students participating, and this is a way for them to network within their county government.
CNN's political director David Shalian explains how CNN projects winners in the U.S. elections.
Talk to me about the process when it comes to projecting a winner for the race. I'm out there and I just get told, okay, we're about to project. I have no idea what's been going on to make you guys decide it's okay to do so. What happened?
Yeah, we have a pretty robust decision desk operation. It's a bunch of statisticians and sort of political experts in the demography and voting patterns of each of these congressional districts in the country. And they are so steeped in this. And there are models. As the vote is coming in, the models start coming up telling you sort of who can win and who can lose.
And if you went out to the polls today, it was a beautiful day if you had to stand in lines for a while, but it was a little windy.
Absolutely it was. Let's send it over to Hope to see if tomorrow will be more of the same.
Well, guys, the wind will hold off for tomorrow. Looking at our current temperatures, though, right now we're at 47 here in Muncie, 52 in Indianapolis, 47 in Terre Haute, and 58 degrees down in Evansville. Throughout my full weather forecast, I'll be tracking a warm rest of the work week along with dry conditions, but a major cool down is on the way. I'll have all of that coming up.
In moments, NewsLink Indiana's Madeline Kerr has the latest from the Student Watch Party on campus.
And how a Ball State graduate is spreading smiles and healing. Next.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, MITS will take you there.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. NewsLink Indiana's Madeline Kerr is at the Political Science Watch Party on campus. Madeline.
Thank you so much, guys. I am live here in the Student Center where the Ball State Political Science Department and the Student Government Association have teamed up to throw an election watch party. And I have President of SGA, Tina Nguyen, here. Tina, can you tell me a little bit about the event that's going on?
Yeah, so we wanted to give students a bipartisan place where they can watch the live election happening and watch as the polls come in and have a neutral space to just watch and discuss about it, because we want to harbor a safe place of discussion.
Fantastic. And what kind of games and events are going on during this?
Yeah, so we have multiple groups here with us tonight. We have Global Student Association, we have the Ball State Dems, and we have the Ball State GOPs here with us tonight, just to represent their groups and tell people what it means to be Democrat or to be a Republican. Also, we have a table here called I Vote, just to help spread voting awareness here tonight. And within the watch party, we do have segments of trivia and games where people can learn more about voting in Indiana and about Ball State.
Thank you so much, Tina.
Yeah, thank you.
Polls in Indiana began closing around 6 p.m. and Ball State students have been waiting for results.
For the midterm elections specifically, it's just kind of like the stepping stone for the final.
Several organizations are involved in tonight's watch party, including Ball State College Democrats and Ball State College Republicans.
So you're going to have a lot of people you're voting on who are going to be directly representing you. So things like State House especially.
The message across the board is to make sure to vote.
I think it's important that people get out and vote and understand the importance that, even in a midterm elections, it's important that your voice is being heard and your voice matters, and you can do that by voting.
The event going on behind me is going on until 11 p.m. tonight. Now it's back to you guys in the studio for a look at demographics.
Thanks, Madeline. NewsLink Indiana's Rebecca Rosado joins us with...
And Rebecca, what can you tell us about Delaware County's voter turnout this year?
Anna Vincent, according to the U.S. Census, the population size in Muncie has decreased nearly 1.5% from 2019 to 2020. This data may have had an effect on how many voters turned out to the polls today. When we look at data collected by Delaware County in 2010, out of 86,659 registered voters, only 22.22% actually voted. Now let's compare it to 2020, where there was 5,000 less in the population, but 22.84% of voters turned out. While both population sizes and the number of registered voters decreased, there was still an increase in the number of voters at the poll. Now let's take a look at the demographics of people that may be coming out to the polls. In Delaware County, nearly 89% of the population identified as white alone, with only about 12% identifying as non-white, Hispanic, or Latino, Native American, Black, and so on. Now, the number of foreign-born persons from 2016 to 2020 has had a percentage of 22%, and that number is expected to go up this year following the resettlement of 115 Afghan refugees in 2021. The expected increase may be caused by issues bringing voters to the polls, like issues of abortion, are on the table.
Thanks, Rebecca. A local Indiana charity is set to celebrate 15 years of Smiles. NewsLink Indiana's Andy Newman sat down with its co-founder to find out what makes this organization so special.
Life is like a book filled with chapters. For Krista Lehman, a 1992 Ball State graduate, her toughest chapter started on June 27, 2006, a chapter she thought would be one of her happiest.
My husband Andy and I had a little girl named Kate.
She was born with a heart defect, and because of that, she had to spend many days in the hospital. Over 180 days that we spent with her.
During those 180 days, the Lamans spent the majority of their time doing one thing.
Because of her frailty and just the number of open heart surgeries that she had to have, we spent a lot of time reading to her. There were days when we couldn't hold her, when she was ventilated, when she was recovering. Books really became the tool that we used to bond with our daughter.
After 568 days of surgeries and fighting, Kate passed away on January 15th, 2008. But her parents were determined to make sure that that wouldn't be the end of her story. So they took a page out of Kate's journey and started Kate's Cart, a charity that gives brand new books on a cart to kids in the hospital, just like Kate.
Yeah, we're here from Kate's Cart to restock the book cart. Kate's Cart is about making an experience in a hospital that could be scary, painful, unknown people, unknown places, unknown procedures, just a little bit more comforting.
The charity now extends to 15 counties and 22 hospitals in Indiana, and it's distributed over 350,000 brand new books to children. So Kate's story doesn't have a final chapter.
It just brings back some memories when you walk into a room and see a child that's maybe the same age as Kate. It's amazing what that book can do for that family in that moment. And so those kind of sad memories are so quickly replaced with the joy of seeing that family bonding. Can I give you a bookmark too? Yeah. And that tells you about Kate's Cart. Hopefully that makes you feel better while you're here in the hospital, okay? Yeah. You're welcome. You enjoy that new book. You know, I'm not going to Kate's dance for her soul, or I'm not taking her to volleyball practice or whatever it may be that she would have loved. I'm here. She's still here, and people don't get it. She's here, like, with me doing this.
In Muncie, Andy Newman, Newslink, Indiana.
Head to katescart.org for more information on book drives, donations, and volunteer opportunities to support the Cart's mission.
Coming up, a major cool down is on the way to end the week. I'll have all the details coming up after the break.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other
on a deeper level. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome back. I'm Chief Weather Forecaster Hope Kleitch. Today was a beautiful day across campus. We reached a high of 60 degrees here in Muncie, just a little bit above our average high of 55 degrees. The record for this day was 79 degrees set back in 2020. Right now, temperatures, they're a little bit on the cooler side, 47 here in Muncie, 52 in Indianapolis, 49 up there in Lafayette. But look at Evansville, they're still sitting in the upper 50s as they're sitting at 58 degrees right now. We saw plenty of sunshine across the day today. We saw a few scattered clouds push their way through the area, but we are starting to clear up right now. But as we zoom out west, there is a bunch of snow and rain off to our west. Unfortunately, or luckily for us, we won't be seeing that snow or rain, but that low pressure system out there will be tracking its way into our area, bringing us much cooler temperatures for the start of our weekend. Tonight, though, our low is 41 degrees with those mostly clear skies. Those winds on the lighter side coming out of the east-southeast around 5 to 10 miles per hour. But you'll definitely want to go outside tomorrow as temperatures are jumping back up into the 70s. At 8 a.m., we're sitting at 43 degrees at your lunchtime hour, hitting 62 degrees. We'll hit a high of 70 degrees around 3 p.m. and then dropping back into the upper 60s by 5 p.m. Those southerly winds bringing in all that warm air, and they'll hover around 10 miles per hour throughout the day. The jet stream, as you see here, all of these reds and oranges filling in our area, bringing in all of that warm air from the Gulf of Mexico. But this blue off to our west will be tracking its way into our area, bringing us much, much cooler temperatures into our weekend. And I'll have more of that looking at our 7-day forecast. But right now, the Climate Prediction Center put out their 6 to 10-day outlook. And look at that. The entire nation is filled with blue as we are expected to have below average temperatures throughout the next 6 to 10 days. And looking at our 7-day forecast, you see 70 for your day tomorrow, 69 on Thursday, 59 degrees on Friday, and then dropping down into the 40s for your start of the weekend, 40 on Saturday, and only 39 degrees on Sunday.
Oh, thank you. One local school program achieving the ultimate goal. Next in sports.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10.
Welcome back. NewsLink Indiana's Zach Rear with sports joins us now.
Zach, what can you tell us about this weekend's state finals?
Yeah, guys, the IHSAA state finals for girls volleyball was held once again inside Worthen Arena. Year after year, high school athletes train with one goal in mind. And located in Delaware County, just 9 miles away from this very newsroom, one volleyball team is looking to start a dynasty. Welcome to a moment in history. Wapahani Volleyball wins their 6th state title and their first since 2016.
It was very heartwarming for all the stuff that we put in, all of our workouts. It's finally got rewarded for it, so that was nice.
Just all the hard work we had put in, this all comes to show that we deserved to win that game. And I knew that we were gonna win. And I just felt happy, and the feeling was immaculate. I just felt so proud of my teammates and my coaches, and I felt so blessed and thankful.
The Raiders finished the season with a 32-5 record, And in her 4th year as head coach, this is the first state title for the former Ball State Cardinal, Katie Weir.
The biggest thing is they never went into a match underestimating a team, and that's so important to embrace as an athlete, to be prepared to grit out every match no matter what they look like, how they match up against you. So their perseverance and grit ultimately got them here.
And as their time at Wabahani may come to an end, seniors Reese Baker and Cameron Wise will continue to play together at the next level at their coach's alma mater.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm just so blessed and thankful that I got to finish here, and I'm going to start here.
I'm really excited. Ball State is doing really well right now, so it's exciting to go into a winning team to another winning team. So
I just feel so happy, and we have a great community behind us, so to be able to bring this home for them, it just feels great. I'm very thankful.
Zach, thank you. And coming up, we have the latest 2022 midterm election results.
And we have one final look at weather. Stay with us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now?
Right now. You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. And just in, Greg Pence has won his district for the U.S. House of Representatives. But Catherine Segal has been tracking election results all night. Catherine, what update do you have for us right now?
Anna, yes, tonight we have looked at the results of local and state elected officials. To continue with state elections for State Representative 33, Republican John Prescott is in the lead with 62.89%. Democrat Sue Arrington is in the lead with 57.43% of votes for State Representative 34. And for State Representative 35, Republican Elizabeth Roray is in the lead with 67.17% of votes. In more state election updates, Republican Diego Morales is winning with 49.26% of votes for Secretary of State. Republican Tara Klutz is in the lead for Auditor of State with 56.24% of votes. And Republican Dan Elliott is in the lead for Treasurer of State with 56.47% of votes. Switching to national coverage, Todd Young has officially won as U.S. State Senator with 55.38% of votes. He is an incumbent and the member of the Republican Party. Additionally, Republican Victoria Spartz is ahead of Democrat Jeanine Lee Lake with 56.228% of the votes compared to Lee Lake's 43.68%.
Catherine, thank you. Let's send it over to Hope for one last look at weather.
A major cool down for the weekend, highs only in the 40s and upper 30s for your weekend.
Hope, thank you so much. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for more updates this election night, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.